All right, just recording a little lunar update, just to kind of orient things around the new moon coming in on the 7th of May here. That new moon will be in Taurus, and today, today and tomorrow, I'm actually recording this Sunday night, for Monday, and the moon is in Aries right now. So there's a lot going on thematically here. A lot going on thematically in terms of we've had so much emphasis on the sign of Aries astrologically. Lots been passing through and passing into Aries, and as I've experienced it, at least, getting kind of supercharged, if you will, with that Aries energy, coming off of Aries season and now in Taurus season, new moon in Taurus. Things are getting grounded into place, but it's a type of grounding that it's strong, it's forceful, it's moving, and it's it's establishing for the future is what the best way I can put it, in terms of what it feels like coming in. So that may resonate with some folks. And what else was I going to say? Well, the new moon, we get so focused on a date with these things that sometimes we lose track of other nuances. So, the new moon lasts for, basically 2 days. And a lot of times that means the new moon period stretches over about 3 days. This time it is not doing that. It's more like 2 solid days, starting with the 7th and then into the 8th of May, which I find really interesting. The number 8. And at about 8:08 at night on the 8th, the moon, just as it's coming out of the new moon, then switches signs, goes from Taurus to Gemini. And I think this is significant. It's almost like a handing off of the baton, if you will. From doing this, again, Aries, very self-focused, hero energy. Who am I? What am I going to be? What am I doing in the world? Into Taurus energy, grounding things in, a lot of movement, force behind the movement, right? That bull energy. And from that into the Gemini energy, the air energy, and specifically an energy of, at least for what I'm picking up on in this moment, the energy of minds coming together. The energy of minds that may not have complete agreement between them in terms of, because that's not the Gemini. The Gemini energy is about holding things that are different together, right? We can have both these things even though they're different. We can hold them together in our minds. Air energy, swords energy. And that's what's coming together, because as we've all been going through the Aries moments of who am I, what am I doing? It's very particular, very individual. The Taurus energy is also it feels more individual. When we move into that Gemini energy, we get some coming together. And again, it's specifically energy of the mind, of thoughts, of plans, of how we see the world. And the point of it is, it's not necessary to be identical in order to agree. That's what's coming through. It's not important to be identical in order to agree. We can come to agreements from different perspectives, different points of view, different goals, all these types of things. As we look out on the largest of world stages, we see the failure of our leadership to even attempt that. Truly attempt that. It's not even on the radar. So And if you know me at all, you know I'm not going to back down from beating this drum. This whole time period is about rejecting old leadership, finding new leadership that meets and matches our expectations, our goals collectively as human beings, our expectations for how we're to conduct ourselves. And it's coming up from the bottom. And it has started with individuals saying, you know what, I'm not going to accept that in my life anymore. I'm not going to accept that behavior from someone else towards me anymore. And I don't care who it is. Spouse, parents, other loved ones, employers, and so on. Doesn't matter. Not accepting this behavior. I'm not casting you out of my life necessarily, but I'm not accepting this behavior. Boundary. And it's that same identification of what we are allowing ourselves to accept and those lines that we're drawing where we're like, no, I'm not accepting that. That same thing is now percolating up from below. This is why it's different. It's not coming from above. And that's why those above are so surprised right now. You can see it in responses to protests. They're so surprised. They had no idea. Clearly they thought things were not going to go this way. But things are going this way. And things are going to keep going this way. And this new moon and its move from Taurus to Gemini strengthens that. It redoubles that. And it empowers us with the ability to come together. Even though we don't agree on everything, there's certain things, certain basic ways of being that we're agreeing on. We're coming together, and there's certain goals that we want for our societies at all different levels. That's all coming together. And it's going to change, even if it's just imperceptibly in a lot of ways. It's going to just shift things. We're still just shifting. Slow shifts. And it's going to keep happening. And so the encouragement here is to keep riding that energy. Remember, new moon energy tends to be about kind of letting things go, letting things disappear from our lives for a little bit, releasing things. We've kind of come to the end of a season of the living in terms of that positive energy, what we're putting in, right? And we're now kind of running out of energy. And so we're dipping back down into the shadows. We're seeing what's there. And we're seeing what we're going to bring back out for this next cycle, right? This is why it's so great to follow the lunar cycle in some fashion. Even if you don't only check in like once a week, it's going to change the way you view things, right? It's going to change the way you view life, the cycles of life. You're going to find that your cycles of life actually increase in terms of momentum. Think of like almost like an engine. Like how many cycles, right, per minute is it doing? Well, get in touch with the lunar energy and you can increase your cycles per month of what you're doing, what you're getting done, what you're learning, what you're going through and getting beyond and not getting stuck in. Because the lunar energy is about not getting stuck in. It's about getting through it, going through it, picking up what you want along the way and dropping what you don't want anymore, carrying that forward with you. And then it's just a cycle, and you keep doing it, and you keep doing it, and you keep doing it. And it starts to get like riding a bike. And it gives you continuity, because the cycle of the year is too long for us to have that kind of continuity. It's too long. The week is too short to get that continuity. A day is just a day, right? We can lose an hour just in a hurry. But no, the lunar cycle is different. The lunar cycle is important. It's something that humanity needs to regain an awareness of. So that's what this is all about, what I'm bringing, and hope you enjoyed it. Hope it helped. If you need any kind of support, feel free to reach out to me at On Instagram, I am wandering_scholarwriter. And you can email me at Gmail. It's thinkingstump.northnews at gmail.com. And so, yeah, again, if you're going through an awakening, a shift, your consciousness is opening up, all these different ways of thinking about it, ascension is another way, you probably need some help. You probably need some support. That's what I'm here for. That's what I'm doing right now. That's my purpose right now. So please do reach out with questions, comments, things you're noticing. It's, again, we're starting to move into that Gemini energy where it's like it's going to be about sharing more and more and more. It's going to be about sharing and receiving, accepting what you can accept, not accepting what you can't, and then going on from there. So, all right, that's it for now. Much love and peace. All the light you can stand, sending it your way right now. For those who see themselves coming together with Gaia in consciousness for the increase of consciousness, especially of humanity, but of all the consciousnesses on the earth plane that are a part of the biosphere, that together make up all the energies of consciousness on this planet. You're on the side of Gaia. If you're here watching this and you're at peace with it, you are on the side of Gaia, period. And she expresses her love to you. She, right now, expresses her great hopes for you personally and for all humanity in general. She's saying, look to the birds around you. They have messages. They give messages by their calls. They give messages by flying overhead in different directions. If you follow them when they seem to want you to follow them, you will find things of use. You will find things that will nurture your soul. It may be no more than some natural spot with something in it that's unusual, that only you will have seen, perhaps, and yet it will nourish your soul. So go out into the unbuilt places, the wild places. That is a clear instruction coming through. If you are in resonance with this energy, right at the tail end, the moon will be moving into Gemini. And this is, with what I've been receiving, this is important, that the Gemini energy, the swords energy, the air energy, the energy of thought, of mentality, of planning, of understanding in a mental way, of the third eye, is sort of in the junction of the two, right? In the junction of the two. The Gemini is the twins, right? So, and the problem with twinning is we sometimes rule out difference because we're twins. We are identical, right? Well, no. The twins are slightly different, or maybe very different, maybe more like mirror images of each other. So this energy as the moon, the new moon moves into that energy, we're going to be dredging up a possibility long thought, dormant and maybe even dead, that of agreeing with those who are different from us, that of seeing the perspective of those who are different from us, that of even though we remain different, we can decide things together. We can make decisions together. We can come to conclusions together. We can join together. It's an absolutely revolutionary energy right now. It's to the point where it's almost seems nonsensical, doesn't it? And that is what's coming in as we move from Aries into Taurus season. We have knowledge of self. We have the ability to move forward, to sort of be channeled in our boundaries, but have so much energy to produce and to work and to do things in that Taurus energy into this Gemini energy where we start to become a little more sociable. And this is important.